Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Yooka-Laylee. I'm MCFPapa and this is part number 24. And we're going into the big mysterious black hole as promised. The Space Cog Station. And now, with this one, oh no, it's another hoop. Oh man. But this is interesting in that it's actually not like Flappy Flight move hoop trial. It's just like standard hover move hoop trial. And if you go down here in all the crates, there's feathers to get. I mean, kind of obscure, but I guess the hint is just how conspicuous they are. But like, if you're a real pro gamer and never fall down, you might not notice them. Yeah, the thing is here is that there's some hoops that, or some like air vents that'll pull you down, and you gotta be careful for them. I got myself a bit confused there with the camera. But again, one that gives you plenty of time to get it. Alright. Pretty simple area, honestly. There really isn't much left in this world, and honestly, I might be able to just finish the game off here. Not making any promises, but I think I might be able to. Oh! And there's a feather that I missed, so it's a good thing I came back over this way. Because, yeah, I think there's, what? How many pages are left? 4 pages, so that's just 3 pages, actually, because the one's for all the quills. So, yeah, I think I'm good. Wait, is this an area you need the ship for? I think it might be. I think it's an area I needed the ship for that I just forgot about. Well, we'll get it eventually, but for now, let's do this part. Big room, very ominous looking. Then you go through the warp pipe, and now you're here in this section. And now, I know the butterfly's in here, but is it on the outside or the inside? No, it's on the inside. Alright. Anyway, this part is interesting because it's just like this tube thing, and then once you hit the button, if you don't miss, then it turns out, oh, it fills up with water. And so you just gotta swim through it. So one final water section here. Oh well, I'll come back for the feather later. Okay, hello. Thank you. And I mean, yeah, you can fly quite a bit of this if you want. So maybe, like, I don't know. Maybe they thought that Flappy Flight would only apply to, like, maybe they only tested it when you were at your minimum energy bar, so you couldn't fly around that much. I don't know. But, like, with a giant energy bar, like, yeah, you can fly all over the place. And speaking of bars, it says raising the bar for the trophy, but it's not. It's for the health power-ups. They aren't bars. That's a bit weird. And it's also weird you can, like, break the crate if you really want, but, like, why would you? Like, there's no point. Oh, well, I guess you need to get back. Alright, now, to get this feather I missed. Alright. I think that's everything. Don't want to run into the force field. Just want to wait. Alright, that's it, right? Yeah, I think so. Oh well, if I miss something, it's not that hard to backtrack to it. Alright. Like, see here? Like, it's just such a short distance to fly. Like, see? Wow, I really needed the Flappy Flight for that, didn't I? That was so tough. I don't know. And honestly, in my point from the last part, like, Flappy Flight is probably the move that's used the least often. Like, it's the least amount of stuff behind it that you specifically need Flappy Flight for. You can use Flappy Flight to get through and make a ton of stuff a lot easier, but those, like, other challenges were clearly designed for other moves. It's kinda weird. And then this one we have like this cool little slide to go down. And some big strong enemies to just avoid because it's a lot easier than trying to get them. I like this room. This is a cool room. with all the stuff going on. Alright. Boy, really needed a cutscene to know that that switch had opened this door, didn't we? And now, like, as you're sliding down, if you look up above that thing, you can just barely see the pirate treasure up above this orb, but you can't get to it quite now. Anyway, now we open the other section. And I mean, it's cool, like, seeing all the weird orb things. I guess they were going for, like, these are, like, mini planets or something. I'm not sure. And they make this look randomized, like, oh, which side is the right one? But it's always the same. It's always the right path is the correct one, and the left one is the wrong one. And it's kind of a weird spawn point for the Pagey. I'm not sure why they didn't just, like, have a Cagey up there to open, instead of it, like, just spawning right in the middle of the tube. I don't know. But anyway, we gotta go back down here for the precious pirate treasure. So now what you want to do is take the wrong path. It would have been cool though if this section actually did have some randomization to it, but it doesn't. It has these big tires for the eyeballs to possess, which I believe are the only time they ever get used in the game. And now you gotta do the long flight over here to the other orb. Though I think you can land on these moon rocks that are down there to recover if you don't have that long of an energy bar. But this is probably the most well hidden of the pirate treasures, though at the very least you can kind of see it, catch a glimpse of it as you're going, which I guess is more than can be said for the others. But anyway, there's the trophy for getting all the pirate treasure. Would be cool to actually have them unlock something in Yooka-Laylee. One can dream, can't someone? And I mean, in this world, the most Flappy Flight is even used for is just, or at least intended to be used for, is just for doing these warp tubes. Which really don't even need Flappy Flight. Alright, I believe just one more area to go, but, oh no, I guess I don't actually need the ship, do I? But was this intended for the purpose, or were you meant to have the ship? Because I don't think I've ever actually used the bomb berry bush here. I've always just used the ship. Because I think with all these other, like, burn rocks, or burn balls, or whatever, that you need to get through with the ship, I think you're meant to use the ship's cannons to open this up. But it's good there is at least another option. Oh yeah, this one. This one is unique for having doors that, like, pressure switches take a while to actually push down. And you need to get them fully down before you're able to actually do anything with them. So that's cool. And this is another cool stealth section to go through. And hey, how about getting Sonar Explosion again for once? Ha ha ha! That's the pro gamer way to do it, ain't it? Just get them to kill each other. I wasn't even intending on that happening, but I will take it. Ooh, and this is more of the shiny glass. That's nice. Oh yeah, now here I don't think you can even do the invisibility. You might with like the full energy bar, but what you're actually intended to do is just activate the kill floor and then push it down. Well, let's actually see. Oh yeah, you can, if you have a good amount of power extenders. Alright, hopefully these are the last quills I need. Yep. From someone else's book. That's probably for all the pages, and that one's for all the quills. Oh boy, a new milestone reached. A trophy level up. Wow. Like, what even is the point of trophy level ups on PlayStation? Honestly? Like, who cares? Does anyone brag about their trophy levels? I don't think so. At least I've never seen any. Maybe in some circles they do. But anyway, look at that. Galleon Galaxy 100%. And look at that. The whole game's 100%. So, yeah. This is gonna be a long part, but yeah, I will just finish off the game this part, because unlike Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, the finales aren't that long. The finale of this game isn't that long compared to those games. Like, the final quiz is pretty short, and the like final boss doesn't take that long. Well, I say that, I might have just jinxed myself and it'll take me forever. Alright. Now, pro gamer move for the final boss. The tonic I recommend is the one that lets your stamina regenerate faster, Live Wire. That's what I think's the best. But anyway, I'll show off all the remaining tonics in the bonus video after I unlock them all. So, look forward to that. Alright. Ding dong. I don't remember installing a doorbell. What do you two want this time? Half a kilo of foie gras or my book back? The choice is yours. I thought I told you pair to beat it already. 100 pages collected buys you some time with me and my stinger. Until then, buzz off. Look, sir, they've collected a ton of pages for the one book. Maybe we should let them come up. Quack, stop winking at me. I'm flattered, but once bitten, twice. Oh, yes, you two. Well done on the pagey quest. Oh boy. Why don't you come up and attempt a hostile takeover of your precious book? Ha ha. Yeah. And for that matter, I guess, in hindsight, it does make sense why Capital B would be giving the pages to Yooka-Laylee in the Capital Casino. It's because he wants them to collect them all for him, and then he'll just defeat them and take them, I guess. I do like the joke, though, that the floors are floor 1 to floor money. And also, I didn't show this off, but they even put in this little ramp for Dr. Quack specifically, which is cute. Like, Capital B gets this nice fancy elevator. Dr. Quack has to use the crappy little side entrance. Alright. And now you thought you would be going right up to Capital B's headquarters, but no, sir. Welcome to the bonus round. As always, I'm your host, Dr. Quack. What? You said we were finished with the quizzes. I lied. As usual, there are 10 questions that need answering correctly and only 3 lives. And watch out, contestants, these questions are extra tough. Wahaha. Yeah. The picture, which world does it show? That is Moody Maze Marsh. Oomph, I hope you're not looking at your cell phone. Yeah, the deal with this quiz is that it's not as focused on Capital Casino and Galleon Galaxy. There are questions from, like, across the game. But I do really like the Capital Casino and Galleon Galaxy themed sides of this quiz. Especially the Capital Casino one. That looks really grand. Capital B and Yooka, who would win in a fight? I wonder what the answer to that is. Ah, you've been reading Wikipedia, haven't you? See, that question, that's a callback to, I think, both Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. There were quiz questions which would ask who would win in a fight. So it's not a nice little callback they put it in this game, too. The picture, which world does it show? That is Tribal Stack. Arg, a lucky guess, surely. The crook salesman trouser. What was the first move he taught you? Tail twirl. Bah, you've been reading Wikipedia. The Hivory Towers hub. How many pages have you illegally stolen from it? That would be 20. Curses! You're clearly cheating now. Yeah, now, by the way, I didn't look up my totals, because there are questions about your totals, but it's super easy, this one. Easier than the first two ones, because at least if you get everything, because, like, I knew it would be 145 pages, 1010 quills, and, of course, 20 pages from Hivory Towers. Impossible! You've beaten the final, most challenging Quackfire Quiz. Yeah, and funny thing, even though this is supposed to be the hardest, I actually did better on this one than the others, because the other two took me 6 questions to complete it. This one only took 5. But oh, the quiz is so hard and difficult and brutal, and it's like, no, it's not. It really isn't. What do we win? A ham? Some nice plates? Grr, fine. I won't stop you confronting the boss. But make no mistake, you'll be the real loser in that tussle. Wahaha. The showdown. Oh boy. Finally, I was about to stick my out of office on and hit the golf course. I'm Yooka and this is Laylee, and we're here to take our book back. I know who you are, you green goon. You're the pair who have been collecting the magical pages for me. And now you've delivered them right into my hands, fools. Allowing you to complete your adventure has been terribly dull, but now it's time to end it for good and complete our sinister scheme. If you want these pages, you'll have to take them from us. Very well. Hostile negotiations it is. Try to keep up, freaks. Yeah, and I love Quack falling over on the elevator. That's just really funny to me. What you gonna do about it, Quack? Duck down, fetch my pillow full of duck down. Okay, I accept your terms of mutual surrender. Carry on. Yeah. I can't feel my legs. Oh wait, I forgot. I removed them years ago. Any other dialogue? Okay. Alright, I guess that's it. Alright, but get a load of his office. The capital B's office. He has 2 golden statues of him in here. And a desk, which you'd think a desk would have a computer on it in this modern day and age, but I guess capital B's more old-fashioned. And look at his comically large, ornate chair. Then he has a mug that just says the boss on it. And the other side has his face on it. This would have been a great merchandise tool, you know, sell a mug like that for Platonic to make some extra money, but I don't think they ever did make a mug. Though for some reason there's actual physics on the mug specifically. So you can just push it off or smash it if you want. Well, you can't destroy it, but you can knock it. Like here, capital B, you'll have to wash the mug after this. And capital B's probably the guy who doesn't even care and will just drink out of it right away anyway. But I hid it behind his statue, so he'll never find it now. Anyway, enough lollygagging, time for getting on the elevator. Idiots! I can't believe you followed me into my personal pulverization chamber. It said stationary cupboard on the elevator buttons. Your time trespassing on our premises is over, cruddy duo. After I've made you redundant, the pages will be mine, and using their power, our organization will rewrite the universe. Prepare to witness my impressive short-term growth. Ooh. Guard. Capital B, the crowd-funded corporate creep. Gulp. That tonic wasn't on Vendy's menu. Let's teach this guy a lesson, Laylee. I wonder if they were going for a reference to Klungo having a growth potion in Banjo-Tooie. Anyway, as is Banjo tradition, there's an absurd amount of phases in this final boss fight. Not as many, though, as Banjo-Tooie's, but quite a lot. And so you gotta, like, do the sonar explosion to dispel the bees and then attack him. And I guess he can actually hit you from that. Okay, I didn't realize that. And it's just not clear how much damage you're doing or how much health he even has. But just want to keep hitting him right in his stocks and shares, and you'll eventually get to the next phase. Quack, you foul fool, send me up some corporate backup. And by the way, at this camera angle you can see that the model is kinda wonky inside him. It's like see-through kind of, or doesn't look quite there. And whatever you do, don't get the corporate crates mixed up with the ammo crates. I wonder what Quack will do. They're on their way, sir, fresh off the production line. Yeah. So now you don't even want to really fight the corporate minions, you just want to fly around in a circle and get the ammo again and then shoot him, because he takes quite a few hits from the ammo here. And you gotta be careful, because yeah, you can get hit by his bombs in midair. And you just gotta cycle around him, and eventually it'll be enough. So like I said, quite a lot of hits he takes. And it ain't that clear how much damage you're even doing to him. So it would have been cool to have like some sort of health bar or something. And I'm getting hit way too often for this early phase. Time to take this boardroom struggle to the next level. Quack, activate the wall and roof lasers. Okay, the buttons all look so similar. Well, that was the wrong button. Quack, you bird brain. Oops, I think I heard the phone ringing. I'd best go answer it. Alright. So now there's the thing there, and the key is to not get hit like an idiot by him by just standing around waiting for him. You just do that and then hit him a bunch, and hopefully it's enough to get into the next phase. Time to invest in more toxic ooze and increase your shareholding in pain. Yeah, and so, like, for these, like, each phase, like, he'll do quite a lot of other moves, and I'm not sure how you're supposed to actually dispel the bees, but it's just progressively getting more and more of the arena destroyed. Oh, you can't actually even hit him with the bees. Honestly, I never knew that. Come on. I am honestly probably not even gonna make it this phase. Like this time through the boss. So that's unfortunate. Is you gotta really watch out, because then even secondary shockwaves come into play. But at least this phase ain't so bad, because there's no bees to it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually been able to do this first try either. And I'm definitely not gonna do it now, because there's gonna be another phase of the bees, and I can't do the bees without getting hit. See? Alright. Well, that's fun. Because then you gotta do it all over again. This time I'm not even gonna... I'm gonna avoid him after he stands up. Gonna be more patient, more calm. Alright. Right in your stocks and shares, yes. honestly, I'd say this... Oh, come on. An actual corplet hit me. Oh, stop. I'd say this boss fight is better than Banjo-Tooie's final boss, but not as good as Banjo-Kazooie's final boss. Though with this, I'm not even sure like if you can hit him multiple times in succession, or if he has any invincibility frames or anything. The game really doesn't make it that clear. Okay, come on. I'm getting hit just as much as I did before here, which is annoying. Alright. Get that done. At least. Alright, take this fight outside. Oh, you can actually move around in this cutscene. I did not know that. Huh. Alright. And invest in more toxic ooze, yes. I really have no clue how you're meant to get through the bees without actually getting hit. I don't get it. There's surely some way to do it, but I just have never figured it out. Maybe it's that you gotta wait for his cane to get stuck and then do it. Alright. Got through those phases really fast, though. And what am I at? 8 butterflies. Alright. Time for the capital to soar and release some explosive equity. You types never learn. You always end up taking yourselves down. Alright, now, for this, it's time to take to the sky with Flappy Flight, because what you want to do is lure the rockets around to him. And when you run out of Flappy Flight, it becomes a real issue, so that's why you want to have the live wire tonic activated so you can recover pretty quickly. Yeah, now he's got 2 of them and starts even moving around. How about that? It's pretty much impossible, though, to actually dodge these. The only hope of destroying them is to get him hit capital B. Otherwise, like, they ain't doing anything, really. There we go. You can somewhat dodge him, but, like, without live wire, it's super tough to even recover your stamina. So that's why I recommend using the live wire tonic here more than any other tonic. Because with live wire, you have just enough time to land and recover and get more hits on him. Of course, assuming that you don't actually miss the hitting him part. See, like, that time it was just not enough because I didn't land fast enough. And then he speeds up and goes faster and is much more tougher to hit. So that's always fun. Because I really don't know how you're meant to even, like, aim these properly. I think it's just a matter of hoping you get lucky. Like, leading him into him like that. But of course, you can't really aim because of the way the camera angle was. Just awkward. There we go. And it's especially awkward because that's the final hit. Okay. Out of business, capital B. And got all the potions, tonics unlocked. And how about that? Platinum too. I was only doing my job, you numbskulls. And a poor job at that, Mr. B. The board aren't going to be happy with your performance at all. I should report you. No, wait, I can still win. Don't grass me up. Hold on, I thought Capital B was the boss around here. Well, he's but a cog in a machine. I'm here to monitor the key facts and trivia, and then present them to the real bosses in easy-to-digest, bullet-point form. That explains the quiz questions. Anyway, the time for talk is over, Feather Features. We'll be taking our book back now. Stop, you fools! You have no idea of its true purpose. When Vile get their hands on it, we'll rule the world. Quiet, Mr. B. Remember, it states in our contracts not to disclose secret information to non-employees. No matter, we'll be taking back the one book now, and ending your adventure permanently. Cough. Hello? Is this the first aid room? Blasto, what are you doing here? Cough. I've got something else stuck in my throat. cough. I need assistance. Brr. Oh no, here it comes. And then they get trapped in a grand tome. You crazy cannon! We were about to walk that duck and find out all about their secret organization. Phew, I'm much better now, thanks. No harm done, Blasto. At least we finally reclaimed Laylee's book and ended Hivory Towers' evil scheme for good. That magic book's going straight in the safe when I get home. It'll only appreciate in value. Come on, everyone, let's get back to Shipwreck Creek and celebrate. And then all the major characters gather. Nom nom, a grand party, young warriors. Nom nom, would thou mind embarking on a noble quest for more cake? I think you've had enough. Now, let's not argue. We're all here to celebrate the heroic acts of brave Blasto. Yes, very brave. That loose cannon almost blew our heads off. One question, fellas. What exactly did y'all do with that unsavory scoundrel capital B? There's no need to worry about him anymore, Cardos. Thanks to Laylee and I, that chapter's been permanently closed. Hoo-wee, that's swell. A few more adventures like this one, and y'all will have almost gone and made it as genuine heroes. Almost. I risked my neck finishing this game. Calm down, Laylee. I'm sure there will be plenty of time to top up our hero kudos in the future. For now, let's kick back and enjoy the massive credits scroll. And by massive, Yooka does indeed mean massive. And anyway, that was the end. And so now, like, I do really enjoy Yooka-Laylee. It's not a perfect game. I'd say maybe like 8 out of 10. I found it really enjoyable though. But now you can look and get a load of just how many backers were in this game. That's why these credits are so long. Just look at every single name. Look at how many errands there were. Or AA runs, if you will. Like, it's just crazy. Like, get a load of how many Adams there are. Like, this game had so much support. And I think maybe the reason why it didn't, like, get that well received as launch is because people were expecting, like, a whole, like, revolutionary game that, like, totally modernized the collectathon genre, when I don't think that was ever their intentions with this game. More of a nostalgic throwback to the Banjo-type collectathon. And I think they succeeded really well, because, like, what makes a Banjo collectathon is the humor. And I absolutely adore the humor in this game. So many puns, so much innuendo, even in just the character names like Trouser the Snake. you know, so many jokes referencing, like, fourth wall breaks, referencing, like, the current state of the gaming industry with some of Rextro's dialogue. Just, like, absolutely fantastic. And, like, yeah, they could have probably used another 6 months to a year to really polish a lot of stuff, because they released the big spit and polish patch a few months after launch, and that fixed most of the major sort of issues with quality assurance, like weird camera, the not having pause music. It's just weird, because, like, I guess they were just felt like, well, it's taken so many years, we might as well just release it now, because people are clamoring for it, and we got deadlines and that we set for ourselves. But yeah, I guess maybe that's why, like, I would love to see Yooka-Laylee, but I'm fine with it taking as long as it has, if they are making it, because I don't want a repeat of this, because, like, it would be, I think what would really elevate this game to, like, a 10 out of 10 is just having more in-depth worlds, having more worlds in general. Like, even just one or two more 25-pagey levels would really taken this game up a notch. And with all my talking, we're now just in the B's section of the credits. It's just funny to me. But, like, so maybe that's why people felt kinda let down, because they were expecting this massive thing. But I think on the flip side is that with all these backers, they had so many other commitments to deal with, and so that really ate a lot of the budget they had from the Kickstarter. And, like, I would love to see what Playtonic has in store for their next game, because for context, it's 2024, and in Playtonic's entire existence, they've made Yooka-Laylee in 2017, and Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair in 2019, and that's been all their game outputs. They clearly must still be working on some sort of video games, because they got that major, like, investment a few years back, and it was in that news story that they revealed they were making, like, 3 separate projects at the same time. And I guess that's why it's taking so long for us to see any of those projects, because it's just, instead of, like, focusing all their efforts on one thing, they're split their efforts up. And for a studio of Playtonic's size, which is, like, I think less than, like, 50 people, I don't think it's that big of a company. Like, that's gonna take him a long time. But I guess I'm not a game developer, I'm not a businessman. If they want to do that, they can do that. And plus they have their whole publishing division, which have published so many games, and that's probably the issue, is that, like, their attention are focused between, like, at least 4 different things. And so that's why we haven't done anything. But surely, like, it's May, what's the date today? May 15th, 2024. So, surely, I'm making a bold prediction that by the end of 2024, we'll have gotten news of some sort of game from Playtonic. It might be Yooka-Laylee, it might be some other project they do. Like, personally, I would like to see, like, a space sort of I don't know, shooter necessarily, but some sort of space adventure game with the amphibian war going on and that sort of thing. That'd be really cool. Or like a medieval adventure game with the Knights of Camelot. That would be cool too to see. But I just want to see something, you know? And I think too, it would have been better if they had actually followed through and done some DLC for this game like they promised. But I guess the thing is that they didn't really, I guess the game, like they had already moved on to Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair and didn't want to actually work on DLC for Yooka-Laylee, but they at least could have more publicly announced they were canceling it, because at least to my knowledge, I don't think there's ever been a major public statement. Maybe something on Twitter they posted at some point, but I don't think they ever posted anything on their website or even on the Kickstarter page that they were canceling the DLC. So that's just a real shame. And like, I don't know really what worlds they would even add to this game. I don't know. Like, an idea for a world I had was a more forest world, like autumn forest. I think that was my big idea when the game first came out, and I was all excited and speculating about, oh, what DLC worlds are they gonna add? But then they never added any. And I think in some of the concept art for this game, they showed off a cave world, which never materialized. So maybe there was meant to be like an actual cave world, kind of like a successor to Glitter Gulch Mine, maybe? Like kind of going for that vibe? I don't know. But that is one credit I'll give Yooka-Laylee's worlds, is that they do like all stand on their own, really. They aren't like just trying to straight up rehash earlier Banjo worlds. Like Glitter Glaze Glacier isn't trying to be the next Freezeezy Peak, and so that's better. Though I would say for Yooka-Laylee, I would prefer slightly smaller worlds. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy, but just Banjo-Tooie sized worlds should be like the upper limit, I think. Because, like, yeah, it's not that hard to get around, but even I, with like so many times through this game, like probably 10 plus times I've played this game all the way through at this point. Like, even I still struggled a couple times with finding all of the quills. So it's just like, it should have been a bit more compact. I think probably Capital Casino is like the ideal world size. But like Tribal Stack Tropics, it's even larger horizontally, and then it has the whole tower to go up for a lot of vertical depth. Glitter Glaze Glacier isn't that big itself, but then there's the whole isometric palace to go through where you can't really tell as easily like where you've been, where you need to be. Cause like, yeah, that's a big issue with if you don't do what I did and do the unexpanded worlds, then the expanded worlds. Cause if you just go straight into the expanded worlds, then like some areas you're gonna run into like the security cameras you need to turn invisible for, or other stuff, and then you're gonna need to, whenever you get those late game moves, you're gonna have to go back and then try to figure out how the heck to get to where you missed the stuff. But, like, I say my biggest hopes for Yooka-Laylee are one, more world variety and slightly smaller worlds. I think also, I really hope in Yooka-Laylee they do like Banjo-Tooie and have the worlds interconnect to each other, where you go through one tunnel and then, oh, you pop out in another world. Like, I loved that part of Banjo-Tooie. Oh, and speaking of stuff from Banjo-Tooie, they should put in a sequel to this game. Warp pads. They really should have had warp pads. I don't know why they didn't. They had some shortcuts, but they really should have had a lot more of the shortcuts in the areas. You know? And then plus with the warp pads, then it's nice and convenient. You can select from a menu exactly where you want to go. Like, oh, by Humba's Wigwam or Mumbo's Skull, or by this on this floor of Grunty Industries, that sort of thing. So it was a lot easier to navigate, whereas like with the pipes, it's like, oh, this pipe goes to the big square pool area with the hungry Ghost Rider in Moody Maze Marsh, and this pipe just leads to the Thorn area of Moody Maze Marsh, but it's not that queer, you know? And, like, so that's another thing I'd like to see. Not sure how they could work in, like, Mumbo's spells sort of thing, you know? I don't think they really could fit that in unless you have it be like Dr. Puzz has some science gadgets and you can play as her every world and someone else does the transformations. I suppose that could work, but they don't need to, like, literally copy everything from Banjo-Tooie. Like, I really don't want to see, like, first-person shooting sections in Yooka-Laylee. Like, they could have them if they wanted, but they really don't need them. And I hope, though, with the criticisms for this game, that they do more to, like, change stuff rather than straight up cut it completely. Like, for example, Cardos. Like, I really liked Cardos. Like, I thought it was fun. It's a bit rough around the edges, though, and so they could do some stuff, but to improve it in the next game. I'd rather they do that than just cut out Cardos completely. Or, like, Rextro, I'd say 3 of his mini-games are tolerable, the first 3 worlds. The World 5 minigame, yeah, that's okay. And it's tough, but even that one I wouldn't call it bad. Hurdle Hijinks, though, that's awful. So I would say they have better minigames for one thing from Rextro, and then 2, have it be either just straight up cut out the high score pagey, or cut out the just play it through once pagey, or just allow you to get both of them at the same time. That would be a much better quality of life change. Or also, for that matter, make sure that the mini games are designed in such a way where you can't just literally do nothing and still earn a pagey. Like, that's pretty ridiculous. Other stuff, like, if they're gonna have more massive levels, I would like them to do multiple boss fights. Because I think I touched on this already, but like the Banjo-Kazooie, for one thing, barely had any boss fights at all, and the boss fights it did have were all pretty terrible, except for Gruntilda, surprisingly. So, like, I'd say at the very least, the bosses in this game were better than Banjo-Kazooie's. Not that it was that hard of a challenge, but, like, Banjo-Tooie's bosses were all generally pretty solid, and the key thing with them is, like, 10% of the major collectibles are locked behind the bosses themselves. Whereas in this game, only 4% of the major collectibles are locked behind the boss fight in the level. I am doing the math right, yeah, I am. So, like, that's something, like, even just having a second boss in each world I think would go a long way. And it would also add some more variety, like, for example, the Great Rampo, it's kinda of a boss fight, and you can totally break it by using Flappy Flight, and Breeze Block 2 is kinda just I like Trev the Tentacle and Inept, and even Planet's okay. Like, that's the thing. Like, 3 of the boss fights are okay, and 2 are, like, I really like them. And then there's the final boss, which I think is okay, too. But, like, just, if they had, like, 2 bosses each world, then, like, if they have a more mediocre boss, well, then there's still, like, a whole second boss in the world that might be better. You know, more opportunity for better bosses and better variety. So I think that would be good. And yeah, I think they could cut down on the pagey count some. Like, maybe cut it down to like 20 pages and that's it. But they could also have other more collectibles, because that was one cool thing that Banjo-Tooie had, was they had, like, not only the Jiggies, but they also had Cheeto pages and empty honeycomb pieces. So 2 secondary collectibles, which are still somewhat major. Whereas in this game, there's just not as much of that. There's the Molly Cool Playcoin Health Extender and Power Extender, yeah, but that's only 4, whereas in Banjo-Tooie there were, what, 6? I think in each world of the honeycombs and Cheeto pages, and the worlds were smaller yet. So, like I said, like, they could do something like have Vendy need tonics and that, and then you can unlock secondary tonic slots, so you can do 2 or 3 at once. Because honestly, like, why would you choose the novelty of the, like, 64-bit tonic if it's your first time through the game and you want an actual good, like, tonic that'll help you when you're struggling, like the extra butterfly or whatever. And maybe, like, what they were thinking is, like, you aren't gonna really use the tonics that much, they're more of like a bonus thing, but, like, there was a big distinction between them and the Cheeto pages. Like, the tonics aren't as really overpowered. Well, not even overpowered, I hate overpowered, but, like, not as effective as some of Cheeto's moves. Because, like, in Banjo-Tooie, you can have literal no fall damage, which is one thing you can do in this game too, but then there was also the honeyback cheat, which allowed you to just instantly, or near instantly, regain your health if you ever get hit. Or there was also the homing eggs cheat, which made your shots a lot better. And, like, for that matter, I don't know. I'd say I generally would have preferred having, like, eggs and feather equivalents. Like, ammo for your moves is what I'm trying to say. I would have rather had ammo for the moves, I think, than just a stamina bar. Because the stamina bar, it just wasn't balanced very well. Like, when you have fully maxed out stamina, like, it becomes pretty much a non-issue for most things. And also, like, just the way it works is that, like, some moves you just don't want to really use at all. And some moves use so little stamina you might as well use them all the time, like the sonar explosion and that sort of thing, or how little Flappy Flight uses. So I would say probably it's better to just ditch the stamina, go back to having physical ammo. And then that also helps artificially make the world seem more fleshed out, because there's all this other stuff in them to collect, you know? And I'd say that's about all I gotta say about Yooka-Laylee. Other than I hope it comes out. You know, that's the big thing. And maybe, like, they were fine with only having 5 worlds in this game because they were planning on adding a bunch in DLC. Maybe that's it, but then it never panned out. And so this game is just kinda with not as much variety as it could have, or maybe even should have. But, like, for the first attempt of a dev team together, it's really solid. Though one other Kickstarter goal they didn't quite deliver on is that there was a stretch goal for a Yooka-Laylee rap, which was specifically a stretch goal, I'm pretty sure. And they made it, and they posted it to their YouTube channel and stuff, and it's a fun little throwback to the DK rap from DK64, but its own thing too. But for some reason, they didn't actually implement it in the game anywhere. I think they even said, like, oh, it's specifically in the credits, but it's not in the credits. And it would have been great as an opening, because, like, DK64, god tier opening to the game. Banjo-Kazooie, another god tier opening to the game, like with the whole instrumental portion and theme song playing. So it would have been so great to have the Yooka-Laylee rap in here. But they didn't do it, and it's just so unfortunate. And such a shame. That's another thing, like, I don't know why they didn't ever put it in. Because, like, they clearly had the rights to it. Like, you can still check it out on their YouTube channel. I highly recommend you do check it out, because it's great. But I don't know why they didn't put it in this game. Just so questionable. And alright, like, that's about all I had to say, and we're only at what? Oh, I could have even gone faster, oh man. Well, I guess I'll keep talking then. I didn't go through it as fast as I could have. We're at R, it shouldn't be that much, surely. But, like, yeah. It's just honestly kind of ridiculous. And, like, I don't know, like, but honestly, Yooka-Laylee is the best hope we have for a proper successor to the Banjo games still. Like, getting another proper successor, I should say. Because, like, Rare really doesn't want to seem to do it at all. And Microsoft doesn't seem to want to do it at all either. So, like, I really doubt we'll ever see another Banjo game from them. And yeah, this game didn't have all the people who worked on Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, but it did have a decent chunk of them. And, like, a game is only as good as the sum of its parts. It's not like any one person who made Banjo-Kazooie, like, is solely responsible for it. You know? And wow, like, the credits went so much faster. So, like, that's one thing I don't agree with is, like, oh, this game, it's not really all of Rare. Yeah, it's not all of Rare, but then if Rare would make its own, like, Banjo 3 or something, it wouldn't have all of the original developers either, since most of them now are part of Yooka-Laylee. You know? And so, like, I am hopeful that at some point we will get another 3D platformer in the Yooka-Laylee series, preferably called Tooka-Laylee. That's what I've been referring to it all this time. That's what a lot of people on the internet refer to it, because it is such a good, like, pun name version of it. So, hopefully it comes out, and who knows, maybe by the time this Let's Play is actually uploaded, it'll actually be out itself. And now, so that's pretty much it. I'd just like to say thank you for watching, and stay tuned, of course, for the bonus video where I'm gonna be showing off a few of the other things that are left yet to show off. And hope you have a fantastic day. Like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you in the bonus video, which will be uploaded tomorrow, the day after, whenever I upload this. So check that out too. And props to you if you actually sat through all of my rambling during the credits. And by the way, how about this? I managed to record all of Yooka-Laylee as a Let's Play in less than a week. Like, that is amazing, because it took me like about a month or more to do Banjo-Kazooie, and a month or more to do, about a month to do Banjo-Tooie, so I must have been really on the grind with this game. I guess just because, like, I'm one of its bigger defenders, I'd say. I don't know. I'm more passionate about it. That's a good word for it. Anyway, enough digressing. This video's already insanely long as it is, so like and subscribe if you want. See you in the bonus video. Goodbye.